Welcome back to Wordy and Nerdy. We are going to discuss why the Book of Boba Fett did not work. Before we get too far into the video, I did not hate this show, I just thought it was okay. Also, spoiler warning, from this point going forward, I will be talking about every episode in this season, and a casual wrap up about how I feel about Star Wars right now. So, let's begin. Since episode 1 through 4 cuts between the past and present a lot, I will be talking about the present stuff first and then talk about the past stuff second. So we last left our favorite bounty hunter killing a previous crime lord and taking over Jabba's palace. He is now accepting gifts from the citizens as a sign of respect. He even received a gift of having the two OG little piggies from the original trilogy as his new guards. I hope nothing bad happens to them. Everything is going good until this weasel of a character shows up and says no one respects you and the mayor will not pay their respects. This is also the case with many citizens within this town showing him barely any respect, which I don't understand. I get he has been presumed dead for the past couple years, but this is the best bounty hunter during the Empire time, working personally with Darth Vader. Show some respect to him. With that news, he decides to walk into town, introduce himself to all the fellow businesses. After saying hello, he decided to walk back to his fortress. However, he gets attacked. Alright, awesome. We get our first action scenes to kick off the show. I can't wait to see how badass he is since he was so cool in Mandalorian. Oh, he goes down in a couple hits. Oh, his assistant does most of the fighting.
Look how they messed with my boy.
You may think that is an overreaction, but it's not. Nearly every action scene within the Book of Boba Fett, except for the finale, is bad or average at best. Why is the action so bad? The actor is 62 years old, and let's be honest, he's not in bounty hunter shape, he's more of a thick boy. The way they got around this in Mandalorian Season 2 was to have him have the helmet on at all times and make the stunt double do most of the action, which makes sense, but for some reason for this show, every single action scene in the Book of Boba Fett except for the finale has Boba with his helmet off. So this has to lead to the editors making quick cuts because the actor is not physically fit to do these scenes, so it leads to average or bad action scenes. Overall, disappointing every single fan who wants to see a cool ass bounty hunter.
What the hell happened here?
Back to the episode. Fennec captures one of the attackers and Boba retreats to heal in the Bacta tank. I hope you enjoy seeing the Bacta tank because we're gonna see it a lot more in the show. While he's in the Bacta tank, he gets visions of the past. The past where he breaks free of the Starlight Pit, which I agree, like most fans, this is what we've been asking for since Return of the Jedi, and it's a really cool scene. After he breaks free, he gets his armor stolen and gets captured by the Tuskens. He later tries to escape, but this annoying capture makes a weird alien sound and alerts the guards.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
Back to the episode. Later, he's dragged by chains by a Tusken to dig up water until an alien straight out of a 50s monsters movie pops up. He kills it and saves a Tusken. Through that, he gained the respect of them. Overall, I enjoy this past scene way more than what's going on in the present because it has an arc. The Tuskens don't really trust him until he actually shows that he can gain their respect. And the Tuskens are not monsters like everyone thinks they are. Overall, episode 1 is nothing jaw-dropping. It's just a slow start for a season that's hopefully to get better.
No way. Not this time.
The episode opens with Boba Fett and Fennec dropping the capture into a cage where the Rancor used to be. He tells them that the mayor sent him. What? No way, the only character that didn't give Boba a gift is the bad guy?
I am shocked. Shocked! Well, not that shocked.
Before I say what happens next, I want to imagine the most badass bounty hunter in the whole entire universe of Star Wars. What do you think he's going to do with someone who just tried to kill him? You're probably thinking he would kill him, right? Wrong. Instead, something incredibly dumb happens. He storms into the mayor's office. The mayor kills the captured, then basically admits that he doesn't like Boba and gives very cryptic advice, basically spelling out, hey, I'm evil and I want to kill you. And instead of killing him and saving this town from a corrupt politician, he accepts the money and leaves.
That just makes no fucking sense. I mean, it's just bullshit. Fuck.
So this is the point where the show lost me. They didn't want to do the whole badass bounty hunter thing again because they already did that for The Mandalorian. So they made Boba into a leader who wants to rule with respect. The problem with that, there's no character development leading up to this. They flipped a switch and changed his character to fit whatever scene they're writing. Some people say he changed because it's time with the Tuscans. False. Look at the scene where he Mortal Kombat this stormtrooper and slaughter the rest of the stormtroopers.
It's all just an act.
Stop! He's already dead.
They weren't even after him. They were after Mando. This is all after the time with the Tuscans. Another thing he did after the time with the Tuscans is kill a crime lord. So clearly he doesn't mind killing evil, corrupt leaders. Why is he making an exception for this guy who legit sent a hitman after him? No idea.
Well, that's just lazy writing.
Back to the show, he goes, checks up with the townspeople until the Jabbas showed up and they actually own the land. Awesome, we finally established our main villain. I'm sure Disney did not throw the Jabbas in just for quick nostalgia.
Remember Chewbacca again? Oh, I love to remember Chewbacca. Remember?
The conversation ends with Jabbas threatening Boba's life by sending a badass Wookiee after him to reclaim the land. Back to the past, we have a train passing through the desert and shooting down any Tusken that comes near it. To gain more trust with the Tuscans, Boba decides it's time to take out the train. He captures some speed bikes and teaches them how to use them. I'm not gonna lie, I really enjoy this scene, watching them train for the bikes and Boba being a leader. I really enjoy it. I hope nothing bad happens to the Tuscans. Day arrives, they attack the train. The action is nothing groundbreaking, it's just your typical average train heist with some average action. So overall enjoyable, but nothing truly remarkable and probably be forgotten in a week or two. They stop the train, force all the survivors, walk back to their bosses, and celebrate with a drink of water. Overall, I enjoy the past scene way more than the present. Hopefully, they find a way to make the present stuff more interesting.
You serious?
Episode 3 opens up with a business owner coming to Boba saying that people are stealing his water from his business. Boba investigated the situation and found a bunch of teenagers who admit they stole the water from the business owner. So next logical action for Boba is to hire them. I know Boba needs more muscle for his team, but why them? You don't know if they are able to fight well. Also, what happened to your previous bounty hunter team? I'm sure they're more capable of fighting a bounty hunter Chewbacca than a bunch of teenagers. Right after he hires a bunch of teenagers, he takes a power nap within the Bacta tank. During the Bacta tank, he gets a flashback of him going into town and asking the leader of the town for protection. He said he's unable to provide protection to the Tuscans and the Speed Racer gang at the same time. Boba said he will take care of the Speed Racer gang. Hold up 1 second, this guy looks exactly like the people you stole a train from. Hopefully he doesn't hold a big grudge against you. Oh, he did.
Shit.
Couple things about this scene. It's really obvious that the Pikes did this, but the show thinks it's clever enough and will try to blame the situation on someone else. Second, you build up this whole relationship with Boba and the Tusken throughout the whole series, from him being captured, from him saving a Tusken from a monster, from Boba teaching the Tuskens how to ride a speeder bike, from him being trained by them, from them finally accepting him for who he is and accepting him within the tribe. Then you threw it all away and killed the Tuskens off screen. Why would you do this? I care more about what's happening with the Tuskens than this boring ass town you have not developed at all. But whatever, let's just kill them off screen and move on to this boring ass town plot that I could care less about.
You fucked it up!
Boba wakes up from his power nap to Assassin Chewbacca trying to kill him. Why doesn't he have any guards around him? Why is he healing in the Bacta tank? He knows Jabba sent the Assassin Chewbacca after him. You could have at least had a guards protecting you while you're trying to heal, but whatever. Boba being dumb again.
Some people are really fucking stupid.
Eventually, his guards showed up and helped Boba take care of the Assassin Chewbacca. Chewbacca gets a few good hits before he gets captured in a cage. Later on in the episode, the twin Jabba show back up and say, "Sorry for trying to kill you."
Sorry.
They give a gift of a Rancor in exchange for the assassin's freedom. Please, Bubba, don't make this mistake. They just tried to kill you 5 minutes ago. He did. Why am I not surprised? What is with him forgiving people that are trying to kill him? It makes no sense. You made this mistake last episode, and now you're making the same mistake again? Stop being so dumb.
No, I don't think I will.
Jabba's warned Boba that he should be afraid of what's coming, then they peace out the show and never seen again. They are just here for nostalgia, nothing more.
Remember Chewbacca again? Oh, I love to remember Chewbacca. Remember?
With that news, Boba decides to check up on the mayor. Oh, look, the mayor is gone and no one can find him. Should have killed him when he had the chance. Also, this weasel of a character is trying to escape now. Now, guys, you ready for the most complete original joke that took me 2 weeks to make? Drumroll, please. They look like Power Rangers. Other than the joke that every YouTuber has made, why do people hate these characters? For me at least, it's because we don't know anything about them and the show refuses to expand upon them. For example, I'll give you 5 seconds to guess this character's name without looking it up on Google. If you guess Scad, you are clearly lying and you looked him up on Google. I have no problem with Star Wars introducing new things instead of relying on nostalgia. But you can't just introduce a new thing and not explore it at all or provide an interesting backstory for these characters. You can't just throw everything at the fans and expect them to love it instantly. That's not how it works. You have to build up the characters and make them interesting. But they don't learn that lesson. Now back to the episode, let's look at the amazing chase they put in this show.
Come on, let's have some noise!
I'm sorry, but this is a horrible chase sequence. They move so slow, there is zero tension in this chase, so many cuts. It's just a bad scene all around, and there's no reason why Disney, a company that makes $1 billion every day, can't make a better chase sequence from this for their premium TV show. They eventually stop him, and we find out that the mayor is now working with the Pikes. What a big surprise. That is the episode. Wow. This episode was really bad. I usually try to look for the pauses within the show, but nothing worked in this episode for me. I hope we are done with this whole Boba being dumb thing.
It's false. No way.
The episode opens up with a past sequence of Boba finding Finnick where she was in season 1 of Mandalorian, laying on the desert about to die. He brings her body to a person that can modify her body like Cyberpunk. This new modification makes her no longer dying. She swears to help Boba capture his ship from the Jabbas. While breaking into Jabba's palace, we get a Scooby-Doo chase sequence where Boba is chasing this little robot. Boba eventually turns off the robot, and we can move on from this unnecessary scene. Finnick and Boba fight some more people until they finally escape from the fortress with Boba's ship. Boba makes a quick GTA drive-by of the Speed Racer gang, killing all of them, even though it's really obvious that they didn't kill the Sand People and the Pikes killed them. Whatever, Boba being dumb again. Talking about Boba being dumb, can someone explain why in the world Boba puts his ship directly into their Sarlacc pit? I know he's looking for his armor, but he escaped from the pit with his armor and got it stolen by the Jawas. Why would his armor be back into the pit? Also, why doesn't he drop a bomb or try to shoot it to make sure it's dead before he puts his entire ship in it? I guess the whole point of this sequence is for a cheap jump scare. After that sequence, Finnick, enjoying her time working with Boba, agrees to work with him longer. That is the end of all the past stuff for the rest of the series. What was the point of this past stuff for this episode? We already know Boba teams up with Finnick, and we already know he gets his ship back. These scenes don't add a new dimension to the character. It just feels completely unnecessary when you could have spent the time developing the villain or developing the town and making us care about what's going on in the present. But they refuse to do that. Well, whatever. This isn't the first time Star Wars wastes screen time on unnecessary scenes that add nothing to the plot.
Stop enjoying this. Stop enjoying this.
Back to the present, Boba walks into a bar and sees the assassin Chewbacca beating the shit out of some aliens. Boba actually makes a smart decision for once. He hires him because he needs more muscle to protect the town from the Pikes. Then immediately after this scene, he brings together all the corrupt crime lords and makes them all swear that they'd be neutral during the war with the Pikes. Yes, trust the words of a bunch of corrupt crime lords that are just as bad as a Jabba, or even worse. I'm sure they keep their loyalty to you. The episode ends with a teaser of Mando coming in and saving the show. Most of this episode was unnecessary and spending time on scenes that add nothing to the plot. But hey, I'm sure the upcoming episodes won't spend time on scenes that are completely unnecessary and don't add anything to the plot, right?
Well... shit.
I'll be honest, at this point I wanted to turn this show off. The past 4 episodes really don't give me any hope for the series, but suddenly, the episode 5 opens up with this scene.
Here I come. Oh, here I come. Oh.
All jokes aside, this episode is everything I wanted out of Boba. We get a cool ass action scene, which is the best action scene in the entire series, where Mando chops a man in half. We get a scene where he's depressed about breaking the Mandalorian rules, where you can actually feel his emotions because we know this character, unlike Boba. We get a scene where he fights to the right of the Darksaber. We get a scene where he gives up a valuable weapon to create armor for his best buddy, Grogu. It's so good it makes you forget that you're watching the Book of Boba Fett. It really feels like they had no idea what to do with Boba, and they called Jon Favreau and asked him to give an entire episode of Mandalorian Season 3. My only negative for this episode is the comedy from one character. I don't enjoy the mechanic character. It really feels like she is doing a Saturday Night Live skit.
I don't know why you're always in such a hurry. Build me a ship. Fix my blaster holes. You know, I never went anywhere. Look how good I got it.
Other than that bad joke, I love this show from top to bottom. It makes you forget what show you were watching. Until Finnick shows up and reminds the audience what show you were watching. These episodes prove to me that they had no idea what to do with Boba, because this is the best episode of the entire show and it doesn't have Boba at all. This proves to me that not every character needs to be a main character for a show. Some characters are just good at being side characters, like Boba. The episode 6 opens up with the Pikes selling illegal spices until the marshal from season 2 of The Mandalorian shows up. He proceeds to shoot all of them down after they don't listen to his order and try to kill him. See, Boba? This is what you do with people who are trying to kill you.
You lost me.
So just like the last episode, most of this episode has nothing to do with Boba. It actually deals with Luke training Grogu, which was amazing. This is Luke we all wanted to see in Last Jedi. A hopeful leader that is training Jedi to use the Force for good. You did it, Disney. You finally gave us the Luke we wanted to see. You also gave us Ahsoka talking to Luke about his father. Another great sequence. Sometimes, Disney, you can actually deliver good Star Wars moments. Also get an emotional scene where Mando is not able to see Grogu because it would interrupt his training. So he decides to give his gift to Ahsoka. All these scenes have nothing to do with Boba, and they are the best things about this show. The best part of the show has nothing to do with the main character. That's a big, big problem. Look, Boba makes a cameo in his own show. He's only in this episode for 20 seconds, just to tell Mando, hey, I need more people to help out with this fight. So Mando makes a visit to the Marshal. After some talking, the Marshal finally agrees to help Mando. Sadly, as soon as Mando leaves, Marshal gets the unexpected visit. It's Cad Bane, one of the best characters in the Clone Wars, finally put to live action. Yes. Hopefully, they don't completely waste his character.
Nope.
Before the episode ends, Cad Bane shoots down the Marshal, and now it looks like Boba has no reinforcements coming, and Luke gives Grogu the option of either going back to Mando or being a Jedi. Just like episode 5, another episode that has nothing to do with Boba. Well, maybe they can stick the landing and make it a great finale. The finale opens up with Cad Bane, the mayor, and the Pikes talking to each other about Boba, and the Pikes admitting that they are the ones who killed the Tuskens instead of the motorcycle gang.
I am shocked. Shocked. Well, not that shocked.
Before we move on to the rest of the episode, we know nothing about the Pikes as a main villain. They are just generic Marvel Phase 1 villains. They are just evil just to be evil. And honestly, they are the most forgettable villains in Star Wars history. This is a big step down from Moff Gideon in The Mandalorian. We see our heroes within a destroyed bar talking about battle plans for the upcoming battle. Boba wants to head back to the fortress and wait until the Marshal's army shows up. A great plan. Then suddenly the teenager said they should make their stand in the destroyed bar because the people of the town need their protection. Boba, being dumb again, agrees to this.
I am sitting in a room full of fucking idiots.
Let's talk about Boba's great battle strategy. It's as bad as Game of Thrones Season 8 battle strategy. They are outnumbered. They don't know if their reinforcements are coming. So Boba, as a genius, decides to spread his army out into different sections of the town, making it even easier that the pikes could take them out one by one. They should retreat to the fortress and wait for more reinforcements. Also, what are the Gamorrean guards guarding? There's nothing out here but a cliff. Cad Bane shows up and tells Boba, hey, you know all those corrupt crime lords that told you that they're being neutral during this battle? They're actually on my side.
I am shocked. Shocked. Well, not that shocked.
So the battle finally starts. For some reason, even though Boba's army is outgunned, the only person that dies in the entire battle are these little piggies. That's some good-ass plot armor you have there. Eventually, reinforcements come in and help Boba take out the rest of the pikes until these giant shield droids come out of nowhere. By the way, look back at this episode. No one dies from these shield droids. Like, no one. Not even the background characters. They have stormtrooper aim. Eventually, Boba goes back to his fortress and gets the brand new Rancor to help out in battle. Thanks to the Rancor, he was able to take out all the shield droids. And all that's left is Cad Bane. Cad Bane shoots a little bit of fire at the Rancor, and the Rancor goes berserk for some reason. So now it's just Boba versus Cad Bane. No one else to help him. Cad Bane talks about this great rivalry that Boba and him have throughout the years. Wish we saw that. I really wish we did, but instead we never did. Boba and Cad Bane fight for a bit, and it looks like Boba is about to die, but Boba suddenly pulls out his spear and kills Cad Bane. Boo! I'm sorry. You just introduced a fan favorite character that you know a lot of people love, and you just kill him off like that, like he was nothing? What a complete waste of an awesome character. Let's wrap this show up. Grogu shows up, helps Mando control the Rancor, and the battle is finally over. You might be asking, what about the Pike leader and the mayor? Don't worry, Finnick, a character that has no relationship with the Tuskens, kills them. That's right, Boba doesn't even kill the people who killed his tribe, the Tuskens. I don't know what they were thinking, but they did. Yeah, that is the Book of Boba Fett. A show that is a complete mess, doesn't know who's the main character, and chooses to focus someplace else. It just makes me so worried about what Disney is doing with these Star Wars TV shows. They seem like every character needs a Disney Plus show, even though this show proves to everyone that not everyone in Star Wars needs a Disney Plus show. I thank you for watching this long ass video of me complaining about the show. I really do appreciate it. While you wait for the next video, you should follow Ryn on TikTok. You should follow us on Twitch. You also should follow Ryn's podcast. Other than that, I hope you guys have an amazing day and see you guys in the next video. Bye.